I just started, Martin. I'll be right back.
All right.
I got the book.
So, welcome everybody to the Reflections on the 12 Steps. Just a friendly announcement. This is not an AA meeting. This is just one member's view on the exact nature of the wrong, as described on page 64 in the big book, and the solutions contained within. This is not an all share meeting, though shares there will be, but actually a question and answer meeting with Paul. Today, we'll be reading from page 62 in the big book. 62, chapter How It Works, the bottom of the page. This is the how and why of it.
Yes.
Ready? This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. Next, we decided that hereafter in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. He's the principal. We are his agents. He's the father, and we are his children. Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arc through which we passed to freedom. When we sincerely took such a position, all sorts of remarkable things followed. We had a new employer. Being all powerful, he provided what we needed, if we kept close to him and performed his work well. Established on such a footing, we became less and less interested in ourselves, our little plans and designs. More and more, we became interested in seeing what we could contribute to life. As we felt new power flow in, as we enjoyed peace of mind, as we discovered we could face life successfully, as we became conscious of his presence, we began to lose our fear of today, tomorrow, and or the hereafter. We were reborn. That's it.
Oh, great. Well, welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to see everybody. Um, yeah, this is the how and why of it. It's pretty, how it works is the chapter, chunk full of stuff. And here it's stating if you look at AA as a linear process, the 12 steps to recovery, first would be very, very important, yes? And next would be something that comes after the first. So the first requirement is to quit playing God. Yeah. All right. So coming in, I would imagine the condition, my mental condition was similar to everyone else's. And I felt I was doing everything. Yeah. So, of course, when I heard playing God, I thought I was the one playing God. So I thought it was a direct statement to me to stop playing God. So I attempted to do that, and it didn't work. Yeah, and then of course, missing the obvious, I started to blame myself and try to do more or whatever. And then the narrative in my head, the policeman became walked the beat a lot more than it used to. And but the playing God continued. And then over time, by making these mistakes, I was brought to a conclusion, and I mean I was brought to a conclusion. I did not arrive there. I was brought there. That which is playing God is not me. And that is one of the great reasons why it doesn't stop when I want it to stop, because it's playing God on me, actually. Yeah. And this was a revelatory recognition because I saw a whole different meaning to quit playing God. In this case, the playing God didn't stop, but I lost interest in that which was playing God. Yeah, that's how it worked for me. So the playing God, without my interest, its field of influence diminishes greatly. Yeah. I actually give it the breadth and the range that it has by my faith in it, yeah, in the head. And that faith in the head is that it's playing God and it's looking out for my advantages, let's say. Yeah. The quit playing God is a loss of interest in that activity. That's all it was to me. And it says it right here with the a couple of sentences later, lost interest in self. That's it. That's the key. And before you now set off to lose interest in self, you have to recognize, is that happening under the guise of being self? So is self trying to now get out of self? Because if it is, many, many people have come before us and they made a great statement, self can't get out of self, because they attempted the exact same thing. Yeah, they heard about it, and so they tried to get out of it, but they didn't know they were trying to get out of it as it. Yeah, and this is one of the greatest forms of bondage of self, the constant attempt to be free from it. It's one of the great forms of being bound to self. Yeah, to the point where if you get a little relief from meditation and you miss the meditation in the morning, you believe the whole day's going to suck because you didn't have your half-hour meditation. That's insane. What are you relying on? Your own conditions. You're not relying on a higher power. You're relying on, once again, trying to manage your own conditions constantly. Yeah. That's not the premise of the program. It's a reliance on something greater than ourselves. Yeah. So we rely on a greater condition to affect our condition. Of course, there's things for us to do about our condition, but the head will take it way, 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 way. Yeah. Again, and that will be the act of playing God with your spiritual condition. Yes. You playing God. I feel at peace when I meditate. Something happens. Your mother falls down the stairs. You can't meditate that morning at 8 o'clock. And then the whole day you're afraid it's going to suck because you haven't. That's playing God. What else? What else is it? Yeah. Your conditions are based on all these other conditions. We are finding a conditionless state called the higher power. Yeah. And that higher power has the ability to outshine circumstances and situations which we seem to have lost if we ever had it. Yes? Yeah. So here, this is the how and why of it. What is it, page 60? We're on 60, right? Or yes.
62.
Oh, 62. This is the how and why of it. First of all, first, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. Next, all right, wait a minute. So before the great principle of recovery, which is relying on a higher power and making a decision to turn our will and life over to that, there's a first before that, which is playing God. Yes? Why? Because if you don't see the first, the second, the next is going to be maybe an act of playing God. Yeah. So you will make a third step transactional deal. Okay, I'm willing to surrender this and this and this, but when it comes to finding a girlfriend, no freaking way. Yeah. I've got the dimensions I want her to be. I want the hair color. I want this and I want that. Yes. So it's all transaction. I'll surrender, but if I don't get what I want, I'm taking it back. That's not the third step. That's playing God around the third step. And you're not doing it, but you're at the effect of it. This is the thing. For you to be at the effect of something while not doing it is the condition we're in. Yes? We're at the effects of the parasitical movements, but we're not doing the parasitical movements. But when the parasite moves this way, oh, we feel it that way. And then what the head does says, I did it, but you didn't do it. You're reacting to the parasitical movement in your life and you're calling it yours. This is like the original mistake of this whole situation. We're owning everything. And a lot of the stuff we're owning owns us. Yes? So first. There's nothing before first in the Alinea program. When there's a program that has 12 steps, first is first. So first is quit playing God. It doesn't work. You gotta come to an understanding. Obviously, if you try to quit playing God as that which is playing God, that's playing God. It doesn't work. So how can you quit something without it stopping? You lose interest in it. That's all. Yes? When I quit cocaine, was never no one ever snorted any cocaine ever again? No. I quit cocaine. Many people haven't quit cocaine. I lost interest in cocaine. They haven't lost interest in cocaine. Yes? The cocaine taking continues. Yeah. But I've lost interest in it. Yeah. So this is the how, yeah. This is the how and why of it. So that's very comprehensive statement. This is the how and why of it. First of all, so all the hows and all the whys start with this. Quit playing God. Wow. It doesn't say quit drinking, does it? No, it does not. Quit using? No, it doesn't say that. It says quit playing God because now hopefully you're sober and now you're entering recovery. Yeah. First, you got to get sober, but now you're entering recovery. And what we're going to recover from, not from the drinking, but from the God playing. Yeah. Because we are now going to have a new God playing in our life. Yeah. By recognizing the old God. So this is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. Most important point. All the other 12 steps rely on it. Most important point. Yeah. It didn't work. Next, we decided that hereafter, in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. What is that? That's the third step. So the first and second step, the first step, we see the old God playing. The second step, something does for us what we couldn't do for ourselves. We observed that. We came to believe. So therefore, we watched something happen. Like for me, I hadn't drank for 8 weeks. That was my observation. That was the second step. I realized something was doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. Yeah, bammo. I hadn't realized what was doing all this shit through me that I would never have done by myself. I hadn't seen that yet, but I did see the new influence of the higher power. Yes. So then next I went to the third step. So next we decided that hereafter in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. This is the deal. Yeah. If you don't like the word God, higher power, you realize there's powers going, yes? A flu, when you have it, has power over you. Yes? You have a big thing at the work, you got to stay home. The flu determines your next 5 or 8 days. Yes? So at that point, the flu has power over you. So let's call it a world of power. Yeah. So we've been under the influence of a lower power, and now we're making a decision to come under the influence of a higher power. So God was going to be our director and is our director, not just going to be, he is. Yes. If you're established in sobriety, that's basically the new basis is reliance on a higher power. So God is going to be our director and is going to be the principal, and we are his agents. He is the father, and we are his children. That role doesn't switch. Yeah? That role doesn't switch. He's first, or it's first, it moves us as second. When we're being moved seemingly as first, we're screwed. We are going to be he's going to be our director. He is the principal. Wow. We are his agents. He is the Father and we are his children. They could keep going with these kind of statements, yes? Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arch through which we pass to freedom. So if you ever did the Joe and Charlie things, they get into this the keystone of the arch. You know, the keystone is where all the other stones of the arch rest on the keystone. So this is the fundamental principle of the active program of recovery is not only making a decision, but by doing the working steps, initiating the transfer of your will and life over to a care of something greater than self. That's basically it. Yeah. The deal is consummated, and then the process of recovery continues. Yeah. Instead of living a life based on self-centeredness, you live a life based on reliance on a higher power. Still a life, yeah, but that life needs to be directed. And we've learned being directed by the head hasn't worked, but being directed by quote unquote the spirit does work. Yeah. Now, my hat's off to people if their head then can do all the work, but my system seemed to be failed. And I don't think there's any changing that system through the system. So the solution comes outside the mental processes, and we call it a spiritual solution. Yeah. Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arch through which we passed to freedom. When we sincerely took such a position, if you have a clear first step, you know, that's going to probably trigger a sincerity concerning this decision, the third step. Yeah. If you realize you're fucked, and I mean, this had a huge impact on me. I never, I never heard the description of my being fucked that no human power could change it. I had never heard that because I was attempting to, and I was relying on other people to help change it. I never had heard that, that no human, I had come to a point that no human power was going to be able to do it. Wow. Yeah. So I took this position. I did. And I had evidence. I had just lived 10 months earlier in a 2-year program. Yeah. And for all intents and purposes, I had done a third step with them. I had decided to turn my will and life over to the care of Delancey Street. Now, there was a lot of extenuating circumstances. I had nowhere to go. I didn't have a pot to piss in, but it was still a decision to turn this will and this life over to the care of Delancey Street. And I did for 2 years. That's a pretty good bit of time. And when I left, I graduated. It's not like I left on a resentment. I left, I graduated it, and I may not have liked them, and I was didn't dig how they treated me, but I had to admit my life looked better with them running it than it ever did with me running it since I've been an adult. So it was a humbling recognition. So this stuff was there, and that the AA program just fired it up. Yeah. So I had realized that my life had gotten to a point where the head that was managing my life led me to having to be managed by others, either hospitals, jails, institutions, literally. Yeah. That was a humbling, another humbling recognition. So I had done the third step with Delancey Street. And what I believe surrender really is what you surrender to. Yeah. Because I've surrendered to the cops. I've surrendered to drugs. I've surrendered to a lot of things, and they brought about effects. But the greatest surrender that brought about the greatest effect has been surrendering to the higher power through the machinations of the program of recovery. I'm seeing a distinct difference than being sober and recovery. It's because you can watch over someone and keep them sober. Yeah. But if that surveillance stops, they're apt to be loaded quickly. Yeah. We want to get into the next phase of recovery. Yeah, where you're interested in being free from this shit. Yeah. Yes. So when we sincerely took such a position, so I did. I sincerely took a position in the third step. Tons of misunderstandings galore, but I was there. Yeah. I had the evidence that whatever was managing my life was not doing a good job. And it was life or death, really, at this point. So what happened is when we sincerely took such a position, all sorts of remarkable things followed. And there were many. And what happened with that? It actually led me to getting established in this new condition, which is really, uh, even though the results might not have been 100%, my conviction in my unmanageability was, yeah. So he provided what we needed if we kept close. Oh, it goes here. Hey, hey, bro. We had a new employer being all powerful. Uh, so obviously, if you have a new employer, it implies you had an old employer. Yes. So in other words, you're going to be employed. The word employ means to use. You're going to be used. Yeah. You've been used by the head. You've been used by alcoholism. How did alcoholism became embodied in us? Yeah. It got the it got the it got the legs and the arms and the tongue and everything it wanted by taking us over. And it basically used us for transportation. Literally. It did, literally. When you meet someone who's in active alcoholism, you're not meeting the person. You're meeting alcoholism. I swear, I have met alcoholism so many fucking times that you get to know it. You know exactly what they're going to say next. Yes. There's nothing new in that realm of excuses, rationality, and blame. There's nothing fucking new. It's excuses, acts, rationalizations, and blame. It's just insane. So, so when we sincerely took such a position, all sorts of remarkable things followed. We had a new employer. All right. What's the first quality of this new employer that's different than the old employer? Being all powerful. Wow. What was the dilemma we were in? Powerlessness. Yes. We now have the answer to the dilemma, that which has all power. Pretty sweet. Being all powerful, he provided what we needed if we kept close to him. I don't see how you can be far from everywhere. Yeah. So I would believe this power was like they were trying to imply when I was in Catholic school. It's omnipresent, meaning everywhere at all times. It's omniscient, it's all knowing, and it's omnipotent, it's all powerful. So you've already fulfilled the requirement of being close to it because you can't be far from it. So what's the big second requirement? Performance works well. Wow. Are they written like is there the Ten Commandments of AA? No. It says performance works well. Yeah. If you have trouble with that, you have a guide you go with, which is a sponsor or men or women from the meetings, and you learn like how it looks when you're performing his works. Yes? Yeah. That's it. Your guarantee is based on those two requirements. One is already built in. The second is freaking participate in the program of recovery. He provided what we needed if we kept close to him and performed his work well. I believe this has been true for 37 years. That's a pretty good guarantee. Established, now it switches. This is why I believe recovery progresses. Yeah. So as you sincerely take this position, and by doing that, it grows. And what does it grow into? You get established in that position. Yeah. So then a little wind doesn't blow you off. Yes. You're sort of rooted. Yeah. Stability. So established on such a footing, what happens? What happens? You don't do this, you observe it happening. Yeah. Established on such a footing, what happens? We become less and less interested in ourselves. The big bingo. What we couldn't do, it now happens in our life. We lose interest in us. Uh, The myopic screen is sort of you lose interest in that, and then you start looking through the panoramic screen. Yes. So established on such a footing, we become less and less interested in ourselves, our little plans and designs. And obviously, when you're interested in yourself, all your plans and designs are big. Yes. So he makes a little fucking little there. All your little plans and designs. What? Yes. More and more. Again, recovery progressing. This whole idea that the disease is doing push-ups, it's not, it can never get in the shape to beat what already is. Yeah. Recovery progresses much stronger, much more solidly than the fucking disease. Yeah. It's in the parking lot doing push-ups. Yeah. You're under an incredible all-evasive light. That's a little different. Yeah. So he performed his work well, established on such a footing. What is that? Reliance on a higher power. We became less and less interested in ourselves, our little plans and designs, and more we became interested in seeing what we could contribute to life, like coming to this meeting. Yeah. Instead of seeing life as an extraction event, it's a contributing event. Yes. Instead of extracting everything out of it, we're putting something into it. All right. Less and less interest in ourselves, our little plans and designs, and more we became interested in seeing what we could contribute to life as we felt new power flow in, far out. You know you've felt this. As you felt new power flow in, I mean, the pump is working. It's not clogged. Yes, it's working. Yeah. As we felt new power flowing, as we enjoyed peace of mind. Thank God. One of the greatest robberies of all time, our ability to enjoy peace of mind. Yeah. As we discovered we could face life successfully. How do we do that? By facing life. Yes. I remember in the process, I did sincerely an inventory. And when I did step 8, I wrote down all these things, and there were certain things, there wasn't a resentment around it, there was fear around it. I said I was never going to do, which is deal with these 2 warrants I had for my arrest in a county uh, east of San Francisco. I just told the guy when I was doing the fifth step, I'm not dealing with this, you know, because I just didn't want to go to jail. Just that simple. And he said, okay, just put it on the shelf. Yes. Yeah. And I did. And then I stayed in AA. And then I met this lady in AA. and she had one name, but she had another name because she was an assistant DA in San Francisco. So she had checked my record before she decided to go out with me, and she brought it up the two outstanding warrants still in my life. So I was thinking I was successfully avoiding it, but life brought it right to my door, and I faced it. I opened the door and I said, "Yeah, I have these two warrants." And she said, "Would you like my help?" I said, "Yeah, I really would." And so she helped me. And I went to court and I didn't go to jail. I had to pay fines, and that was that. Yeah. But 6 months before, I was in my head with, I'm never, ever going to deal with this. And then 6 months in the program, I was willing to deal with it with a little help. Yeah. That's called facing life successfully. Yeah. As we became conscious of his presence, most people are in self-conscious. Yes. They're very conscious of a mental presence, which we give the term self. So many people are consumed with self-consciousness. Yeah. It's not healthy, tell you the truth. It's just not healthy to be absorbed in such one point at the expense of a lot of other possibility. So now that camera that's right on top of everything is getting moved by the program so that you can have a larger view. Yes. And you can actually see that self-consciousness. And when there's a loss of interest in it, you feel the sense of presence. Yeah. Not your made up story, but a presence of being alive now. Yeah. Yeah. So you become, they call it God conscious or just conscious, period. Because self-conscious isn't conscious. It's quite more like being in a trance. And what gets limited in that trance is the consciousness. It gets limited. It doesn't get expanded. When consciousness is central, the consciousness expands and you see the smallness of self. Yeah. But the self-conscious makes everything else sort of, you're living in a life of not knowing a lot of shit and then just consumed with this up and down into the ass of self and trying to get out of the ass of self. As we become conscious of his presence, we begin, and this continues. We begin to lose our fear of today, tomorrow, or the hereafter. This is incredible, literally. The head feeds on the fear of today, tomorrow, and the hereafter. That this is essential. This is the essential protein of the head is yesterday and tomorrow and the hereafter, and all the fear it can instill in those categories. And here it says, we begin to lose our fear of today, tomorrow, or the hereafter. First things first, I wouldn't say it's our fear of today, tomorrow, and the hereafter. I would say it's the head's fear of today, tomorrow, and I would make a distinction. Yes. And it will speed up losing it, really. This is not your fear. It's the head's fear. It's the parasite's fear. Yeah. It's very important to maybe at least hear a distinction in that. The fear that has you is not your fear. It's not generated by you. It's felt by you. Yeah. It's observed by you, but you're not the generating of it. It's the overconsumption of the head, yes, that has us in this anxiety, and we're going to grow out of it. That's what it says. We began to lose our fear of today, tomorrow, and the hereafter. And when you lose it, you'll realize it's not yours anyway. We were what? Reborn. That's insane. What an incredible promise in this book. You're thinking you're recovering from drinking and using. You're not. You're recovering from an inordinate, uh, disproportional addiction to the head, really. Yes. So much faith put into the thoughts, and the system fails us. Yes. And we take the blame and we say, I failed me. No, what you relied on has failed you. And what you're relying on now has not failed you. Yes. The win is not your win, and the loss is not your loss. It's what you've relied on. What we're relying on dictates the win or the loss, not you. You're the one that observes it and gets the effects of it. Yes? You're not the cause of it. You are the driven. Do you believe the car is the cause of the accident or the driver? It's the driver is the cause of the accident. What's in the accident is the car, but it did not cause the accident. It was the driver that caused the accident. Yeah. We got a big driver seat there and something's sitting in it. Yeah. Before we knew it, the mental state took over that seat. We've lived a life driven by it. It hasn't been fucking successful. And most of us don't make it out of it. They don't. We do not. Yeah. Now we recognize we got to get that fucker out of that seat and it won't leave. We can plead, bargain, we can do this. It won't. It only respects a power greater than it. Yeah. And this is why they say this is the solution. It's a spiritual solution. We can't apply it, but it can be applied through the principles of this program. And we are living testaments to its workability. 36 years of something working is a fucking pretty good demonstration. Yes. For some people, 36 hours is a miracle. What about 36 years over and over again, day in, day out? Lots of shit happening. Yes. But no interruption in the basic contract of the third step. No interruption. No drinking, no using. Yes. And then you get shot up with morphine in the hospital, doesn't lead you to end up at the, fucking, the wrong end of the street. Yes. Because the intention's completely different. Yeah. The alcohol can't use that medicine at the hospital to drive you to drink for many of us. Other people it does. And it will, whatever it gets its hands on, it's going to try it to use it to get you to drink. Yeah. Or do something stupid that leads to the drink. It's dying to get back in the driver's seat. It's dying. It hates to sit there. Yeah. Yeah. So we were reborn. It's nice, eh? So, yes, beautiful paragraphs of the progression of recovery. The progression of recovery is unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. It makes a giant leap from sincerely to being established. Yes? Giant leap. The effects when you sincerely take this position, and then the effects that happen when you're established in that position, and that beginning of outgrowing a lot of shit keeps on keeping on. Yes? And when you're outgrowing this shit, you're growing into something else. So instead of having a fear of today, tomorrow, and the hereafter, you feel like you're in freaking good hands now. And you lose interest in being occupied by yesterday and tomorrow. And you have no idea what the fuck is going to happen in the hereafter. Yeah. So its source of generating anxiety is taken away. Yeah. And then the emperor is seen as having no clothes. Yeah. It has no power. And it's really its dilemma of powerlessness is that's amazing. So yeah, let's open it up. Thank you so much. Great day. Great reading. I had to move in here, honey. The Wi-Fi was bad in the bedroom.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand. Lisa, going in.
Hey, Paul, did you say that because I really, ugh, about that father-child thing, because there was a lot of abuse for me around that particular thing. So particularly is just a thing. So you're saying if I substitute, they're trying to give me examples for something else is the driver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They're just using it.
So
It's
not that,
not been, it's not a specific example. It's implying a principle.
so it's not necessarily subservience, but it is that
No,
I'm
no,
okay.
it's
I took it that way.
basically, yes, it's basically something can do for you what you can't do for yourself. Yeah. Have that put first instead of keep trying to do for yourself what you can't do. Yeah, yeah. So no. Everything we say here really doesn't get personal. It's more principle based. Yeah, so the principle is a surrender. It's not a surrender to somebody who's as sick as you are. It's a surrender to a power greater than us. Yes? Yes. It's not about a forced surrender and then you're taken advantage of and you have trauma. That's another ball game. This is about relying on something that's truly reliable, and your life should demonstrate that effect by the fruits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have never been extorted by the higher power, 36 years. I've never had a contract with a hook in it. Well, if I do this for you, I'm going to want that for you. No, it was just been a refuge and a clear, orderly direction, really, as we say in recovery. Yes, yes. It set me up for a fall when I hit 40 years. So who knows? I think it's shown its colors by this time. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I don't apply it to. I've been under people's influences because of the decisions that were made by self that put me in positions to be hurt. And they took that opportunity to hurt me. Yes, for sure. Yeah. But did I not have a role in that? Yes, I did. I wouldn't have been at that farm if I hadn't robbed that liquor store. Yeah. So how I was treated at the farm had a lot to do with how I was treated at the farm, but the origin was I did something that led me to be sent to that farm. Yes, that's the knowledge I need in recovery. Yeah. In the world of blame, most people stop like in a bar today. Most people are very astute at the first two columns of the inventory. They know who they're mad at and why, and they'll just talk your ear off to get you to agree, and then you share your two-column inventory, and it just leads to another freaking drink. This is about a four-column inventory that leads to seeing your role in things. Yeah? Yes. Because that's where they found the relief was, is the relief was seeing your role in things, not their role in things. Yes. So yeah, it's principle. And then again, if you have an idea that the God is male or something like that, and you can make it your own understanding. Yes. Yeah. Whatever works for you. I didn't have a big problem with the word God. I could care less, literally. But I see how it could. Uh, I see what it can do under the head for sure. And whatever it is, just trick it with another idea. That's the beauty of have a higher power of your own understanding. Yeah. Yes. If I wanted to make the principle feel more comfortable for me, I would say I turn my will and life over to my grandmother because I got a huge amount of love back from that. So I would say Nana. Nana was my higher power. And I'd like to get back to the refuge of Nana if I could. Nana was pretty insane in a sense, so maybe. But when I was a kid, she was perfect. Yeah. So yeah. No. All right, anyone else? We got Miss Volkman.
Yes, hi there. Yeah, it just came to me when Elisa was speaking about abuse from the father's side. Um, yeah, I mean, for me, what also worked, what you just said, I didn't have a problem with the word God. I always knew that there's God, and I also, when I was in bad situations, always prayed to God, and then everything shifted. Um, but I also put it like in practice in a sense when I would go out and I was dealing with men and with elderly men, I would project automatically, obviously, the father figure, no, onto them. And then I would make this my practice to see really God in them, so the higher power or God, what does it stand for? No, and then to see, yeah, it's benevolence, it's supporting, it's saving, and that you being, yeah, treated well, no, like you haven't been by your father, and that works for me. So maybe Elisa, I don't know, I don't wanna, how do you say? Well, it's just a suggestion, yeah. But it helped me to, yeah, to move like this. And also the relationships with men in general improved. And today, yeah, there's not much difference anymore. Like you say, if it's a male or a female body, it's all the same guy sitting in there, the ego. But yeah, it helps really to pull me up sometimes if I'm still going down, to see really God or the higher power in everyone. That helps. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
From Truth from the Furnace. Yes. The melting core of the inner earth. Miss Volkman, the doorkeeper. I love that light. It killed. I dig it. I expect that's what it's going to look like at the end of my mo life. It's going to be a bright door, I think. That's cool. So yeah. Oh, we got John in the UK. Bring him in.
Hey Paul,
Hey.
how's it going? You all right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
was how was the weekend? Was it good?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
short, but it was very good.
Nice, I'm
And it
glad.
actually, seeing now, there was a need for a move that we weren't getting to, and then it drove us to that move. So yes,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Good.
the life driving was doing a good job. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm great talk. As always. I was sat in an AA meeting yesterday and I just there's this old timer where I live and he's just like goes it's like the disease is doing press ups and it's just like it's just canes it, canes it, canes it. It's really, really like he's almost shouting it, and it's like my bodily reaction was just like so much fear and stuff. It's like the almost like the opposite of this meeting. And he's like, I'm not God, I'm not God, I'm not God. And it just yeah, just shouting that, and yeah, don't know how he might not be very well at the moment. I'm not sure, but that bodily reaction I had, I was just thinking that's actually kind of a gift for me, though, isn't it? Because it kind of like I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Um, yeah, it's like it shows me if there's a reaction, kind of to anything really. It shows that there was the head was obviously getting, and a lot of people were sort of, and he was saying at the end, like, never ever lose that fear of drinking because, otherwise you'll drink again. And I just, that's like, I just find that crazy. And it's like, but that fear in the room was almost contagious. And it was quite an experience to be in an A room where there was that fear was, and I just had to calm myself and just sort of power through. And I was thinking about coming here today actually, and I went, this will bring some equilibrium. The pen, the thing
Yes.
will swing back almost. Because that I live in Glastonbury, it's quite a rural area. There's only about 9 meetings. There's only about 9 AA meetings around here. So whereas I got sober in a city where there's sort of 90 meetings.
Yeah.
The city I was born in was there was 90 meetings, so you could sort of go around a bit more. But here more small town feeling, which
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'd
Well,
make of
now
that
you
what I
have
will.
Zoom though too. Zoom, you can
Well,
go
here
all
I
over
am.
the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Here I am. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I lived in a beach town where there was only three of us at every meeting.
yeah.
It
Is that
was
in Australia? Is that in
unbelievably.
Australia?
I would no, this was in Bolinas in America, where I live, but on the coast, and there was only three people would show up at the meeting almost every Friday night. It was really depressing in a lot of ways, but luckily I could drive to the city, and yeah,
Mm,
I was only about an hour or so, hour and a half away from the city. But yeah, I would have to leave because I needed some inspiration. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's a necessary food in especially in the beginning of AA. We need to be
Mm,
inspired. Yeah. Uh,
mm,
yeah.
yeah.
I was totally inspired when I went to the first Joe and Charlie group because there was like 600 people there and they were all excited about recovery. And that's not usually the case, at a meeting because people
Mm,
sent there by the court or something.
yeah.
And it was contagious, the enthusiasm for recovery. It really was like a giant uh, multivitamin shot, so to speak. I got whacked. It's very really there's so
Yeah.
much enthusiasm for recovery.
Yeah, there is that good. Yeah, I was a meeting in that I was from Bristol, which is a town about an hour from here. And there was a meeting with like on a Saturday night where there's about 100 people in that room. And that
Yeah,
wasn't quite Joe and Charlie level, but it's like it's something that's override. It's hard for personalities to it's hard for the principles not to shine through. If there's it's kind of weird. The more people, you'd think there'd be more personalities, but actually it
less. Yeah,
kind of goes the other way, doesn't it?
yeah, because the we gets bigger. The
Yes.
we gets bigger, and it has its own effect. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's good to feed off of that because inspiration is necessary. The head
Yes.
wants to just bore you out. Yeah, to be inspired and it will rise you above having to be, wanting to stay the size of the rest of the group. If you feel
Mm.
inspired, man, yeah, it's be inspired. I mean, yeah, let it take. I would share because if I didn't, I would feel there was like there was one meeting that got me very disappointed. It been a long time that I was disappointed, and it was I came in and I was sharing and I just stopped sharing and I said, I want to walk around and feel if anyone has a pulse in this fucking room. Because they were so bummed out. And I'm going, what's the enthusiasm? You've been fucking recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. I swear, I stopped sharing. I said, fuck this. I want to check your pulse. what the hell? It feels dead in here, like completely dead. It's like I'm being in a mortuary. What the fuck? No, that to me, recovery is like a constant blooming of spring in a sense. Yes, it's important to feel that vitality of it. Not yes, it's not a
Yeah.
post-mortem. Oh, after drinking, I was sentenced to boredom. Give me a fucking break. Yeah. So yes, I know.
Yeah.
I would go to
The
Zoom.
only
I would drive to Bristol every once in a while and go to that meeting.
yeah, well, so I spent 5 years in Bristol. I got sober in Bristol, spent 5 years
Yeah.
there. But yeah, no, we have done that in the past because my partner, she's called Amelia actually, and she's in recovery as well. So
Yeah. Great. Well,
yeah,
yeah, it's a good idea. Take a little trip, go to dinner, go to
see my
Bristol,
parents. Yeah, well,
see
my
some
family's
old
still
people.
there.
Yeah, see your
Yeah,
parents, see some other people you knew when you first came in. It's always,
yeah.
yeah, it's
I think
very,
that did happen. I think that did happen more, but as I moved out here, because I've lived in Glastonbury for nearly 3 years, and I'm going to be 8 years sober on Tuesday. And I like so yeah, from 5 years to what to nearly 8 years, it's like I've dropped the friends dropped off in Bristol, like the AA because a lot of people moved
go back
away.
there on your Tuesday, your 8-year anniversary. Go to Bristol.
I want to be here. I want to be in
Yeah, go to the meeting, make it something. Yeah,
yeah,
go back to the
yeah,
meeting where you started from. Do you have to do that? No, but make it, you know? It's sort of
yeah,
like you can present a meal and then you can present a meal with a little like touch on it. You put a little basil or something, you know?
yeah.
Just you see a person's interest is in that presentation. Yeah. Go. I would go to Bristol on Tuesday if you can pull it off. Your 8-year anniversary.
Mm.
Yeah, that's where you
That's the
are.
only thing I miss. The only thing I miss about the city is the food, is different foods and the meetings. I
Well,
think that
go to
was
dinner and go to the meeting. There you go.
yeah,
You get two birds with one stone. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. If
that
you
is.
know, you need to be fed.
Mm.
Yeah, you need, and if you're not being fed, you'll find yourself where you can be fed. Yes. I go to this meeting at noon around here. There's really old timers there, and it's just it works when I go there. Yes. They're just and I don't care about the particulars or anything. It's just this I that feeling of the presence in the room is very familiar to me for all these years. And it's very comforting just to sit there. Yes? Yeah.
Mm.
And then listen to others because some days you're only listening to your own head. Yeah. Which ain't bad for me anymore, but it's still nice to go and listen to others for an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
hopefully they're talking about the benefits of recovery. Like that thing, he's speaking from the solution, not about the problem, not the problem from the about the problem. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's nice when the solution is in there. Yes. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's we just
Yeah.
planned your week next week, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Tuesday,
I know Paul. You mentioned if you ever want to visit Glastonbury, you and Amelia would be more than
yeah,
accommodated because I got the cabin. Yeah, I'll
I
send the
think
details. I'll send some
yeah,
things
send
through.
the details, please. Yeah. We may have to have our final tour. Like all those old bands, they always have the final tour and then they have it the next year. But
Yeah.
yeah, I hear it's a beautiful town and stuff. And
Oh yeah, well, you go out the countryside for miles. It's just fields.
yeah.
Um, yes.
Wow, great.
I remember you
Yeah.
said like London's got beautiful green parks, but you won't know what hit you when you see the
Yeah,
fields
wow.
that stretch out. The green. Yeah.
Wow, great. All right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just
send
want to
it
say
to us.
thank you. Like my being 7 years sober, it's just been, and you mentioned the 7 year thing a lot. Over the last year, you
Yeah.
say 7 year quite a bit. I'll never forget it. The Zen Bitch Slap, 7 years. That'll always be part of my journey.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, fantastic, bro. Yes, fantastic. Well,
yeah,
great. And anyone else? Thanks to see. Yeah, John, send it to us. The
yeah.
reason why, if I don't go, it's not because I don't want to go. It's just
No, of course not.
the
Yeah.
work
Well, it
on
goes
the
for anyone else who wants to visit Glastonbury. I've got this little hut, this little tiny little house in the garden, and it's got shower, kitchen, all that sort of thing. So yeah.
Amelia's looking at me. Do you have heat?
Yes, we do.
Yes. All right. That's her first
Shower, kitchen.
she
It's all
needs
good.
to be warm. Yes, that's good. All right, bro. Thank you. Yeah,
Cheers.
fantastic. And congratulate yeah, congratulations on your upcoming eighth year. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
great.
Yeah, at that time they say basically all the cells of your body have changed, I
I know,
think.
I heard that. Yeah,
Yeah.
scientifically,
So
every
in a sense,
bone
you're a
and thing that
completely
walked
new
into the
action
first
figure.
meeting. Yeah, everything that walked into the first meeting is not there.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
The head seems to linger, but everything else is switched. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it then, eh?
yeah.
Who's running it today? I lost track.
I was.
You did a great job. It was like you were not there. That's a great job. Vlad, nice to see you. Yeah. I hope everything went well with you had your daughter's birthday. Yes?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Oh, great. Kathleen, as always, very nice, that little spot you're sitting in there. Can see outside. Yeah. There's no bars on the window. That's an upgrade. That's pretty good. John, Florida, as always. We got Rico, man of his word. We got Wabe. We got Michael, Stacy, David, Miss Volkman, Tom Lazota. I think I got that right. Greg, how you feeling, Greg?
I'm feeling pretty well. Thank you for asking. Just a little low energy, but yeah, I'm pretty fortunate to have all you geniuses here. And that, so yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, great, man. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yes.
got Peter Shantz. Nice to see him. Elisa. I got David already, I think. If I missed you, it's just I can't get, there's Paula. I can't get to the other room. We got first things first. Kathleen, John. Hey, well, welcome. Great. Very nice being together today. Thank you so much. Yeah. It would be so wonderful if somebody could get a real sense now what it would be like if they were sober for a while. I wish it on a lot of people. So, all right. Thank you. I'll see you.